Good morning, dear students of class 8. Welcome to the English online learning class. Today we are going to take up chapter 7 from the lesson book It So Happened the Open Window by H. Monroe. Saki. Frampton Nuttall, who's a character in this story, had bad nerves. Means he used to suffer from nervous breakdown. He retires to the country for cure and calls on a family friend. He is advised by the doctor to go to the countryside village for cure. And in the village, in the countryside, he calls a family friend. He visits a family friend. The lady being busy upstairs, her young niece refers to a family mishap which focus on the open window. So this lady of the house, she had some work and she was busy upstairs. Her young niece, she attends Frampton Nuttall and she tells him of a family incident, a bad incident, and which is based on the open window. It had something to do with the open window of the house. Now, let us read this lesson. My aunt will be down presently, Mr. Nuttall, said a very self-possessed young lady of 15. In the meantime, you must try and put up with me. So this niece, young niece, who is a young girl of 15 years, and she seems to be very confident. She is attending Mr. Nuttall, Mr. Frampton Nuttall. And she says that my aunt will get down and come very soon. In the meantime, you must talk to me. Let us talk to each other. Frampton Nuttall endeavoured to say something which should duly flatter the niece of the moment without unduly discounting the aunt that was to come. So Mr. Nuttall, he tried to say something which should please the niece till the aunt arrives. Privately, he doubled more than ever whether these formal visits of succession of total strangers would do so much towards helping the nerve cure which he was supposed to be undergoing. At the same time, he doubted that these formal visits of total strangers to a house is really going to help him in his nervous breakdown which he was undergoing. Probably somebody or the medical doctor had advised him to visit the countryside. I know how it will be, his sister had said when he was preparing to migrate to this rural retreat. You will bury yourself down there and not speak to a living soul, and your nerves will be worse than ever from moping. So, this reference to visit a family friend was given to Mr. Nuttall by his sister because she felt that if he is going to go to a rural place for his nerve cure, he is going to be alone and he will not be talking to anyone. So this is not going to help him. His problem will be more worse. So his sister like a concerned sister, said that I am going to give you letters of introduction to all the people I know there. Probably his sister had stayed in this village for quite some time, and so she knew people there. And she said to her brother that I am going to give you letters of introduction to some people I know there. Some of them, as far as I can remember, were quite nice. His sister also assured him that she remembers that some of the people whom she knew in that village, they were very nice. That is why Frampton Nuttall visited this house. Frampton wondered whether Mrs. Sappleton, the lady to whom he was presenting one of letters of introduction, came into the nice division. Now, Frampton was thinking whether this lady, whose house he had visited, Mrs. Sappleton, with a letter of introduction from his sister, came in a nice category as per his sister. Do you know many of the people round here? Asked the niece. Now the conversation further continues between Frampton Nuttall and the niece, Mrs. Sappleton's niece. She asks him that does he know many people in this village? Asked the niece when she judged that they had had sufficient silent communion, because the two were sitting silently for quite some time. And so the niece, she started the conversation by asking him, does he know many people in this area? Hardly a soul, said Frampton. My sister was staying here some 4 years ago, and she gave me letters of introduction to some of the people here. So Frampton Nuttall said that he doesn't know anyone. Actually, his sister was staying in this place for quite some time, 4 years ago, and she had given him letters of introduction to some of the people she knew. He made the last statement in a tone of distinct regret. The last statement was made in a tone of regret. Probably he did not like socializing with people so much. It was on his sister's request he had come to the house. We will stop here and continue with the remaining in the next class tomorrow. In the meantime, you read this portion and write down the important points in your notebooks. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care.